What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916. You're tuned into another edition of Fresh Out. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, share the channel, man. We're doing big things over here. I have with me a special guest, Gerald Lacey, retired naval aviator. And for those who don't know what that means, this gentleman was a fighter pilot. He was a real G. He was doing things at a whole nother level. You talk about, man, something that just blows your mind when you see it in the movies, but in person, it's just something else, man. Gerald, man, what was some of the more interesting missions you had, or as far as stations you had while you were serving as a naval aviator, man? I know you've been all over the world, man. I mean, what's some of the cool things that you've seen or places you've been?
Sydney, Australia. Oh my God.
Now I've heard about the women over there.
Oh yes.
Lord I heard when your brother over there. Oh my God.
They love the brothers.
That's what I heard. That's
Lord
what I heard.
Have mercy. Here's a funny story.
Went AWOL over there. My buddy said he went
Okay, I got a story for you on that one.
Okay.
This one I was enlisted before I became an officer. I was on the USS Midway. This is back in May of '87. We did the crossing the line, which is a ceremony when you cross the equator, and we're heading to Australia. Okay, I'm only 19. I'm going to Australia. Fuck, who does this? We get there, and they had something called Dial a Sailor. Okay, mind you, this is before the internet, y'all. There was no internet. You had TV. You had a local TV station. This shit would broadcast like its own cable station, whatever. And it would flash when you get near Australia. Dial a sailor, dial a sailor. That means women on the pier in Australia would dial up a certain number and say, I want to sponsor this American Yank and take them all over the town.
Oh, shit.
Mind you.
Cheeks on demand.
Yeah. We would roll in. Now, mind you, we were anchored out, so we take a Liberty boat back and forth. The minute we hit the port, oh my God. I never seen so many beautiful women in my life. I'm talking about all kinds. Not only the Australian chicks, but there was chicks from all different parts of the world in Sydney.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's just like, yo, and the brothers, God, we took the baddest hoes in the damn place. It was so funny. The white guys, what ship was that? The Bellawood? Yeah, the white guys. There was a ship, USS Bellawood, was with us, and the white guys off the Bellawood said, "You dudes from the Midway, y'all took all the best chicks." I said, "Yeah, we left you the skanks."
Man, so I heard they said the Australian women would treat you so well that when you came back, you were like, man, it's just like a night and day contrast to how American.
We had a guy went AWOL in my department. Once again, I was enlisted at the time. I didn't even know, this is Stevens. Stevens, not at muster. So we're like, well, they might check on Stevens. So we asking people, you was hanging out with him last night, right? Yeah. Well, did he get fucked up? I think so. So a day or two went by. We thought, okay, this fool never came back.
Oh, wow.
He never came back. Come to find out, a month and a half later, we get back, because I was home port in Japan. And we get back to Japan, come to find out, Stevens went AWOL, married some Australian chick, and was living his life.
Wow, just like that?
Just like that.
Oh my God, man. Yeah, it's I wish I would have went before I got caught up, because I remember a buddy of mine telling me, he said, man, I went over there for 2 weeks and I ended up staying 3 months.
Yeah.
He said that's the type of stuff that happens in Australia.
Perth was same thing. I celebrated, went back to Australia again, this time as an officer on a different carrier, and celebrated Christmas in Perth. Now, mind you, Christmas out there, the season's opposite. Our winter is their summer. So right now, our summer is their winter. Right now, as we transition from summer to fall, they're going into springtime.
Okay.
As we go into fall.
Okay.
And then our winter is their summer.
Okay, I got you.
So while everybody's kind of homesick, like, oh man, I need to go back in States or whatever, we had like a little party on the beach. Mind you, Perth got topless beaches.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Mind you, we've been on deployment for like 3 months.
Oh,
Just so far, 3 months.
oh my.
You can imagine.
So was it hard to not like, because I know like when you travel like that, you want to try to, it's like you want to try all the different fruit. Is it hard to like say, okay, I got enough of this one, let me go over here, or do they try to latch on to you, like hang out the whole time?
Well,
you're there,
you know, for me it was discretion, because at the time, especially when I went through going through the officers training and then got my wings, I was married, so I had to maintain a decorum. You know, I was an officer. I had people who worked for me underneath me that were looking at me like
watching you. See what you're doing when you're on
right. Because chain of command, we had this thing when I was in RLTC in college. Chain of command, top echelons acting stupid, you can act stupid. So it was, but you see people doing all kind of crazy shit. And here's a story. Every time we come to certain ports, like in the Philippines, Thailand, the medical department would take a bet. They would take bets on how many people coming back with venereal diseases.
Oh my God.
And I'm talking about, I knew cats who were corpsmen, doctors, flight surgeons. Every time we go into a certain import, like, what's the pool? Oh, we got a pool. And what's so funny, when we leave the port, you see a whole bunch of people lining up
to go
to sick bay. And all of a sudden the hangar bay is like a line, like, what the hell's going on with this line? And it's going down to the medical sick bay, and like, somebody fucked up.
Yep, down there going raw.
And we knew who was married. Like, what's he doing? What, you know? And they had this shot record. Like, yeah, you about. I said, do you realize his wife can check his record?
Oh, she can check the records.
Oh yeah. The spouses can, check because their names on the.
Yeah, they have access to the medical records.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So if honey wanted to know if you've been out there fucking around, let me see a medical record.
Well, having talked to other Navy guys, and like you said, when they were out, and shoot, man, as soon as the ship left, the whites were in the club at home. They freaking too.
Oh yeah, I experienced that both from an enlisted standpoint and officers. And the officers, ooh, Lord, that. Oof,
because I know, like when I was on military base, that the officers, like they had the officers club.
Yeah.
Then they had enlisted club.
Yeah.
But the officers weren't supposed to mix with the enlisted because
no fraternization.
No fraternization because it's can compromise because of the rank in which you can do.
Well, it's like any other major corporation. You don't, the upper echelons don't mix with the mailroom staff.
Yeah.
Or the, let's say, the vice president doesn't come to down to the call floor.
That's right.
Okay. He's up there trying to make the big money, while the call floor is trying to make sure the money is still coming in. Now,
when you were in Japan, were you also married?
No, I was a young kid.
Because I'm telling you, I went to Japan, and Japan, woo! I had fun in Japan. Tokyo, and they were like, "You American?"
Yeah. Oh, so how did you must go to school?
Oh, I can't remember any of the say. I knew enough to say, "Come back to my room with me," and that's all you had to say. I mean, literally, you didn't have to spit no game. If they found you American, yeah. You want to go? Can you want to go back to my room? Yes. I'm like, damn, that's it.
It was Japan was interesting because I saw it from a whole different perspective. I'm a nerd, so I took in that aspect of Japan, the feudal Japan area, the samurais and that whole. So I'm like, wow, I'm in a place where these bad motherfuckers roam the area.
Yeah. Yeah, roaming.
And the few Japanese chicks, they were cute. But I was 19. I was still trying to bang the American chicks on the base.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because I was there in 98, 99.
I was there from 86 to 89.
Okay. Yeah, I was there 10 years after you. And when I went through there, we were in this little area. I forgot what it's called, but it was like a lot of the expats were over there. And they had these little bars.
Roppongi?
Roppongi. And literally, you go in there, and they were bumping like Tupac. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This shit sound like the hood.
Hip hop was big. This is 86, y'all. 86, 87, 88. When hip hop was making its wave
they were
in the United States, They were I saw DJs, Japanese DJs, that would put some of these DJs to shame back in the day. I met Run DMC at a club in Roppongi, and they were like, these dudes know how to get down. Near Shibuya.
And you know what tripped me out too is how clean it was.
Oh, yeah.
Clean.
Yeah.
I'm talking about clean. You go in there, clean. I mean, I'm seeing dudes in there. I'm like, dude, I know they don't have gangs out there, but that's fashion. They're dressing like LA dudes.
Yeah.
But it's just everybody's cool.
When I went back to Japan in the 90s, after, flying and whatnot, it changed from when I was there in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And believe me, the gangster look, the gangster vibe is big. You find gangs, Japanese gangs, looking like gangs from LA.
Yeah, like LA gang members.
Yeah. From the cholo lifestyle to the hood lifestyle. Yeah.
It's funny you say that too, because I've seen some Japanese women with like dookie rolls in the hair and different stuff. I'm like, and she tanned. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Is that a sister over there? Japanese girl.
But
with the same kind of like that little the brat trying to be hard. Like,
but you'd be surprised our culture, how that's worldwide.
I know, globally.
Global. Went to Argentina one time, and we were doing operations with the Argentine Air Force. And when we got to Argentina, man, some of the women were beautiful. Just beautiful, like, wow.
Now, where I know you've been a lot of places, and it's hard to maybe say this, and not to, offend your wife if you're married, but where...
I'm not married anymore.
Okay.
I'm divorced.
Okay. So where would you say were some of the most beautiful women in your top 5?
Top 5. Australia. Italy.
Oh, Italy, huh? Italy got some bad ones?
Italy got some bad ones. Yes.
I've heard about Italy, man.
Yes.
How they treat brothers over there?
They're cool with us. I was visiting a friend. He was stationed there. So I was kicking it with him for about 4 or 5 days. And, man, the shit we saw, and he was like, yo, this is Italy. I'm like, damn, I'm one of the slaves over here.
Oh, my God.
Then, let's see, Australia, Italy. South Africa.
South Africa,
Yeah,
huh?
South Africa.
Wow.
Some beautiful sisters over there.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. I've seen like
beautiful
gorgeous,
sisters, yeah.
perfect skin.
Perfect,
I mean,
just
complexion.
Yeah, like just like coffee, like so smooth and like, damn, this girl's bad. Then there was some bad chicks when I went to college too. It was like, okay.
Okay.
So,
I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he travels, and he was saying he used to go to the nude beaches of Thailand, and he was talking about how beautiful the women were there. But he said, dude, he took a trip to Russia, and he said when he went into the places over there, and I forgot what he was over there, one of the big towns. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he said, dude, when he walked in, they would say, hey, champion, hey, come in. A black dude in Russia, dude, he said he got more tail over in Russia
I believe it.
than he did in Thailand. He said he was knocking down Victoria's Secret looking models in
believe
Russia.
it.
He said, dude, I came back hurt, man. He said, dude, I was drained. It took me a week to recover. He said, I probably lost like 5-10 pounds. He said, dude, I was walking down the street and people were like looking like, because they never seen a black guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally he went to the bar and they would say, drinks on me for the champion right here. He said it was crazy like that. I mean, have you been to any like the Baltic states? Like,
well, landed a few during the Kosovo.
Okay.
But never like been to a Baltic region.
Okay.
Just hanging out there.
Okay, yeah, because he said Russia was crazy. And
Russia.
Her
friend of
Czech
mine,
is pretty crazy.
Czechoslovakia, I heard it was
Czech
really.
has been, and the Czech girls used to come over here to the States when I was in the business. They were
And
like,
then, as far as the women, like when you go out to sea, I noticed when I was at the Officers Club versus when I was enlisted, going to the enlisted club, it not only is different, the game is the same. Meaning, just because you're a wife or girlfriend of an officer, you kind of run in the same game like some of the chicks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they do it on the low, and then it's a status too. For instance, my ex-wife didn't like going to the O Club because there's a hierarchy in there. If your husband is fighter pilot, you're top of the pyramid. But if you're a helo guy, you're somewhat, and the wives, some of those women are very,
More bougie?
not only bougie, arrogant. Like they're wearing wings, like they got winged. My husband's a F-18, flies F-18. Or, yeah, my husband is he flies helicopters.
Oh, so is that kind of like?
Yeah.
Oh, I drive a Mercedes, and
Right.
I got a Corolla. Oh, you got a Corolla?
Yeah, you got a Corolla. Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
So that hierarchy still plays with the women too. Not only rank wise, but warfare stat. We call it warfare status.
Okay.
If you're Black Shoe Navy, which is swell, we call swell daddies, surface warfare officers. Swell daddies, they have their own little hierarchy too. And the reason I said Black Shoe Navy because there's Brown Shoe Navy and Black Shoe. Aviation, anybody in aviation billets wear brown shoe. If you're an officer or E7 and above. And it goes back to the days of when the aircraft was coming out back in 1911, 1912. So the difference between a brown, if you see an officer or a chief in the Navy, if you look at their shoes, if they're in their khaki uniforms, they'll wear brown or black. Black means surface guy. He's a surface guy. Brown is an aviation guy.
So brown, is that considered a higher?
Yeah, if you're a brown shoer, I had this one guy I went to college with, swell daddy, brown shoe Navy, with it, whoopee,
You're kind of hating?
Yeah, it's like you got that little rivalry there.
Okay.
Same with the Marine. If you see a Marine wearing this brown shoe, okay, aviator.
Oh wow! So even in the military, they have that same kind of like, like you're part of this frat, or I'm part of this frat.
It's like a fraternity now because once you go in the fighter community, you're on like the top of the pyramid.
So going to different bases and them knowing, like you said, that you got, like you said, you got a guy who's maybe just regular, like you said, on the ground crew, and knowing that you're a fighter pilot, did the women like, oh my, you're a fighter pilot?
Well, yeah, not only that.
And then other people are like, damn.
Well, that expression when they see a brother in the officers club. My first time walking to the officers club, somebody says, what are you doing here? And I'm just wearing some jeans and a polo shirt. What are you doing here?
Somebody asked you literally what you're doing there?
Yeah. So I show my ID and he, oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm like, yeah. And so I said, but I understand. And I went onto my table. So a friend of mine said, well, we don't get that many brothers pronouncing the O Club. And really, we didn't, only time you go to the O Club is to celebrate somebody's birthday or they're leaving or whatever. You do it like at the work, it's like a work thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, get me the fuck off this base.
Yeah.
If I didn't have duty or flying on the flying syllabus on the duty roster for flying, get the fuck off this base. I'm out.
So would you say your favorite place out of all the places you were actually stationed at? Would you say? I know you were spent a lot of time on the aircraft carrier. So would you say
shore duties? God, I have fun. Well, Lemoore is still dear to my heart.
Okay.
Because most of my career was stationed in Lemoore, my home base. Pensacola was cool. Going through the whole training phase.
Okay.
And learning how to fly a plane, period. That was cool. Oceana, station Oceana for a minute. That was nice.
Now, for those who don't know Oceana, where is that located?
Virginia.
Okay.
Near Suffolk.
Now, as far as
Norfolk.
As far as abroad, what would you say was your favorite place?
Abroad. Shit. I've been to so many places I can't think of one offhand.
What about, were you ever in Germany?
No.
Because I heard Germany was off the hook too.
Yeah. Most of the like if you get duty over there as a naval aviator, you're doing support stuff.
Okay.
You got attached to some staff or whatever. But me, I was, my thing was being out at sea, if not an air station, being at sea. Now I did a few months at the Pentagon, but everybody does,
Okay.
gets attached to a Pentagon billet from time to time. Then I went back to Pensacola for a minute and did flight instructor duty.
Okay.
That was fun, teaching kids how to fly.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Yeah. God. Oh, being stationed at Magoo.
Oh, Magoo down in Ventura?
Yeah, I was with.
Okay.
I was stationed there twice with VX9, and then again with VX30 Bloodhounds, and we did part of the R&D, research and development, testing. My degree background's in aerospace engineering with a master's in electrical.
Oh, wow.
So I was an asset. So when I got Magoo, not only was close to home, but now I get to tinker with some gadgets here.
Yeah, yeah.
So our home base was out of China Lake, but we were stationed in Magoo, like detached in Magoo, and I got to do some flying and seeing some real shit up there too, because we're testing stuff. So
Wow. Man, it's such an interesting career, man. I'm jealous, man. I mean, shit. I look up to fighter pilots, and like I said, I used to always trip out when I seen those carriers come by, and I just thought that skill, man, it's a whole nother level. I mean, I used to want to be a race car driver, but flying a fighter jet's like a whole nother level.
Hell, I still want to drive an F1, but
yeah, me too. But that's like you said, the concentration, you see that, and I know in the fighter jet, it's the same level or higher of concentration.
Yeah, it's not only concentration, just being professional
Yeah.
at your job, knowing what to do. How do you react in an emergency situation? They don't want you to freak out. Something happens where you lose oxygen. What do? Basic stuff that they keep the plane aloft so you get your butt back on deck.
When even the fact that piece of equipment, I mean, dude, you got to fly equipment that's 50, 80 million?
50, well, between 50 to 58 million.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's people driving supercars, they can,
Right.
I'll drive Bugatti.
Now, mind you, the Navy doesn't get the keys to everybody now. You screw up, they will ground your ass in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In fact, in the movie Top Gun, that's the new one, some of those maneuvers are illegal. You can't do that.
Oh, that's all for just the movie.
It was all for the movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you see in the movies that, oh, no way, the damn legal officer would be on your ass.
So as soon as you land, you beat us a rap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Legal, somebody from legal, they need to see you.
Wow. Hey, man, Big Herc, 916, Gerard Lacey. Man, we kicking and telling these military tales, man. Subscribe and share. Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at freshoutseries.com.